Now let's quickly discuss your current week's exam, which is happening tomorrow. What are your plans for that? Mid-phase? Phase? What is this?
Normal weekend test. Yeah.
Weekly shit, okay, huh? And so what's happening in there? What are the topics in chemistry?
So we have structural isomers and geometric isomers.
So nomenclature wala ho gaya hai.
Yeah, I mean we might have nomenclature of multiple functional groups.
So जो basic वाला nomenclature का weekend exam है, that is done.
Yeah.
How did you do in that?
So that did not go well.
So why is it that this is the first time I'm hearing about that?
So last time I was gonna tell you about that. Like we didn't have class.
Dodged.
Sir? Huh?
But you dodged.
Kind of, yeah.
To an extent, I also do not bother asking. That's true. What's the status? What happened?
Sir, I don't know. I mean, I made many mistakes in.
So you bombed badly.
Yeah.
Then that should have been the focus of today's discussion too. Send the paper and tell me your score.
So the paper was very easy. Like many people got really high scores, but mine wasn't very good.
Your problem is quite obviously clear then. It's you didn't put enough pen to paper. Correct?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Send me the question paper. I'll at least be able to recognize where the questions are from. Or
1 second.
is that something you already figured out?
No, sir. I analyzed the paper again. I'll send it if you want. Either way.
So many got full?
Yeah. In chemistry.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the other. Yeah.
How much was your score out of?
Out of 100.
And you did?
77.
Not too shabby. Okay.
Sir, it's a very easy paper with a pretty bad score.
You basically feel bad because it was a very chutia paper and you basically made even more shitty mistakes.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Then there's not much which I can do there. Then maybe fair enough, you didn't bother with it. But I would like to know what errors you made. What were the errors? Can you give me a quick analysis of the errors? I don't need the paper. Give me
1
an
second.
analysis.
I have the paper here.
Why did you make those mistakes? I'm interested in knowing what were the mistakes. Why did you make those errors?
Sir, for 2 questions I read the question wrong. They like what they did was in numerical they gave one question as find the number of 1 degree carbons, and then the next question was find the number of 1 degree and 2 degree hydrogens. I thought that's carbons again and counted the carbons and
Okay.
that was gone.
And
then another question also was like that. So I messed that up.
Tell me the exact error.
Wait. 1 second, wait that question go. Sir, here I count.
Yes,
I
go on.
I counted the number of carbons wrong. Like this, it asked how many sp3 hybridized carbons are there, and I counted it wrong.
Okay, and how about the other errors?
The C in chlorine I thought was on carbon, and I counted that as and started numbering like that. Numbered that as well.
Okay. Next error.
And then this one was an honest mistake. I like the locant tool I forgot to use on this. Yeah. This one was the one mistake I actually made. I mean, like.
So you owned this mistake.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
And you feel proud about this mistake compared to the remaining.
Yeah.
And next one.
Yeah, that's it.
So 4 mistakes.
Oh no. Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. There was one very. So I don't know how to describe this. Like they asked the name of CH3CN.
CN. Cyanide?
Yeah. Yes.
Nitrile. Okay.
Yeah.
That was not discussed in class.
No, we discussed. We discussed.
But you basically shittily put it as methane nitrile then instead of ethane nitrile.
Yeah.
Hmm?
The carbons I forgot
Is
to.
that what you did?
Yeah. So I know that we should count the both carbons within.
It's not about, you didn't treat nitrile as an end game functional group. That is what is that. I told you to break down functional groups into 2 categories: terminal
Yes.
and
We'll count the
non-terminal.
carb. Yes. Yeah.
You just did not think nitrile was what is it, terminal. You thought of cyanide and you bracketed it as cyanide in your brain.
Hmm.
So it is not a cyano. You're right. The way you name it as a substituent is cyano. But it is not a cyanide. It is a nitride. And when you
Nitrate.
treat it like a nitrile, the carbon which is there has to be part of the long chain.
Yeah. Yes.
That is a bad error.
That was
I
another
didn't
thing. Yeah.
expect that that error would have shown up from you. It is a bad error.
Hmm.
Okay. The first three. Seriously?
So I was also very disappointed, man.
How much time did you spend on the chemistry paper this time? 25 minutes to
Yeah,
half an hour?
35
Cheap
minutes. Yeah.
bastard. I expected that. I knew. That's the only way you'll make these errors. That's the only way you'll make these errors.
Hmm.
There is no other way you'll make these errors. In a 3-hour paper where you should have dedicated a reasonable amount of time to chemistry to get things done efficiently, you basically decided, okay, this is a chutia paper, this is an easy paper, I will give it only that much amount of importance. Well, guess what? You decided to turn and पीछे से मार दिया तेरा.
Yeah.
This is, you understand what you have done is a criminal error over here, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't, you're not understanding the significance of this. In a paper of this sort, every 3 marks will count for like 1,000 ranks in a JEE Mains paper of this sort, where it is this fucking easy. And you have willingly shot yourself in the foot 5 times. No? 4 times out of 5.
4 times. Yeah. 1 time. Yeah.
Even that 1 time was an avoidable only, but still,
Yes. Yeah.
4 times out of 5, you shot yourself in the foot purposely. Why? Simply because you are arrogant. And you basically stop looking down on things. You look down on the paper. And you're not understanding how significant this is. In an easy paper, every 5 marks is it's a mind-boggling number of ranks. I'm not even kidding about it. It's a mind-boggling number of ranks. When I said every 3 marks is 1,000 ranks, that was in the highest levels. In like, what to say, top 5,000, top 8,000, man. But in an easy paper, it might not be top 5,000, top 8,000. It might be 10,000, 15,000 mein ho sakta hai. In that range, every 1 or 2 marks might be 1,000 ranks. 1,000 ranks.
Yeah.
You understand how slippery the slope will be, right?
Yeah.
And if you allow this kind of attitude to continue, you are in trouble. You will do well once in a while to basically make it look like you are having a huge amount of potential. But you will never achieve the kind of machine-like perfection which you need to really kill any examination, to really stand above your peers. So the first thing you have to take is, this is not something which you should treat lightly. This is the most criminal thing you have done till now. Forget your assumptions, forget the mistakes you make. This is the worst thing you have done till now. Because this is in an easy paper, when you shoot yourself in the foot, you're not shooting yourself in the foot, you're shooting yourself in the goddamn dick. It is that bad. It is that bad. Only when you start realizing that is the reality, will you start taking it more seriously. Why did you do this? Because you were on a high from physics in the previous examinations. You decided, chalo, yahi mera moka hai. I got 25 minutes to half an hour. I finished off my chemistry in 20 minutes. I've given it another 3 more minutes, 4 more minutes. I've checked up like halfway also. Let me fuck off from chemistry. Let me move on to physics. Spend 1.5 hours over there. Or let me move on to mathematics. Spend my 1 hour, 10 minutes over there. The remaining I can spend on physics. That attitude is what screwed you up over here. You did something like that or not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That is the attitude which fucked you here. Stop that. Give every subject the due diligence it deserves. I'm not saying spend 45 minutes on chemistry in this paper. I am saying give it 30 minutes.
I gave that to you.
Plus 5.
Yeah, I didn't.
Plus 5. And make sure you do not put yourself under pressure when you are doing chemistry. Chemistry, if you put pressure, you will fuck up more. That's why chemistry you should never attempt at the goddamn last. You attempt chemistry at the last, you will make this many more errors like that. Chemistry is a very slippery slope where you can score marks highly or you can fuck up badly also. Both are just there for the taking. You have to start realizing, I'm guessing you already do chemistry first, I'm guessing. Is that the way you proceed? That's the
This
right
time
way.
I didn't.
Yes?
This time I didn't do it first.
When did you do it?
Last.
See?
I mean, I did the numericals first and then I went to the rest.
It doesn't matter how you go about it. When you put yourself under pressure in chemistry, especially time-wise pressure, you are going to fuck up. This is not something I'm telling without experience. I have experiences myself as well. And I have noticed that it is not that easy to correct it. It is correctable, but the kind of mental stage you'll have to be in to correct it is not that easy to be in. Avoid it in the first place. Do not put yourself under pressure in chemistry. Put yourself under pressure for physics and maths. I would recommend for you for physics. Sincerely. Because at least in the few exams, you'll have to test out. And you'll have to test out, different patterns of attempting the paper now. Abhika exams, who gives a fuck what your results are? Neither do you give a fuck, nor your parents. Most people don't care. It's a little bit on the ego, obviously. Your ego will certainly take it harshly, but that's the only guy who is going to be hurt by it. It's okay. Let the guy be hurt. It's not a problem. Experiment out. Chemistry, play it as either first or second. Second is also a good place to play chemistry as. First is also fine. Second is also fine. Avoid putting chemistry in the last. That is going to be the biggest killer for you. And students, the moment organic or inorganic starts, they'll start doing that. Inevitably, it'll start. Because 25 minutes, half an hour, first few exams, you'll do it off. Then when suddenly the exam becomes like 45 minutes, chemistry mein hi tumhe lag raha hai. And you're attempting at the last also. That's it. That paper you'll not score 40 marks or 50 marks, you'll badly touch out of 100. And from there, things will be a very difficult slope to recover on. It's easy now to recover. You have not really made blunders here. You have just you made blunders certainly, but because you made mistakes in your approach for the exam. You know why? You know how India lost the World Cup final, right? Why did we lose it? What are your thoughts on why we lost it?
Fielding.
Fielding, of course, yeah. We fucked up in many places.
Yeah.
But the real thing was we fucking did not have the correct attitude to win. We went like cowards. We prepared a shitty pitch where, what to say, when you end up batting first, you end up having the thing there. You end up getting screwed completely. And you end up preparing a pitch which is going to be specifically tailored for technical Indian conditions, batting, whatever, and you're dependent on the batting so much. And everything got decided by a toss. And then, what to say, everything basically, when you end up going in with the wrong attitude in a situation, and the other team is, and the other party is just as close to you in terms of competitiveness, in terms of attitude, that tiny difference will be magnified. It will get magnified. Pretty much that's what happened. The tiny difference in attitude was what got magnified. The Australians were far more clinical in the field. Why? Because they were more hungrier. India was hungrier in every other match. But India showed that they were scared in this match. KL Rahul fumbled so many times.
Yeah.
So many times. And they were fucking scared. Neither Virat Kohli nor KL Rahul went after the bowling. They had enough time to go after the bowling. They played like cowards to an extent after Rohit Sharma got out. Entire attitude में ही problem था पहले से ही. And that basically translated into what to say, a little bit of cowardice at that last minute. Shows a lot badly. It was not much. It was just this much cowardice they showed. And that got magnified so badly throughout the match. And that's the thing here. You have to stop feeling sorry for one subject and compromising other subjects for that one. You are not bad in that. You just need to invest more time. That's all. It will get better. The purpose of investing time in the previous exam in rotational was for you to understand that हाँ मेरे से ये हो जाएगा, कोई issue नहीं है मेरे लिए. What does that mean? That means from now on, don't invest too much on your physics needlessly. Your brain should have already gotten convinced कि तेरे से हो जाएगा ये. अभी से तेरा क्या? What do you have to do for physics? What is the work which you have to put in for physics now? Because what I see has happened is you basically have decided that in a way your brain has probably come to a conclusion. Okay, physics, this is my do it or die it type of situation. Let me now do it type. Maybe, I don't know. Is that what your brain is thinking type of now? Yeah. No, you don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. You have already done it. Rotational dynamics is a very good topic to basically kick ass on. If you have kicked ass on that, that means you can kick ass on everything till then. And you broke down how you have to learn it. You know the pieces now, which you need for getting it done. The same things you need to get for other topics in physics. That's all. That's the game. And after you've basically done that, you just need to make sure you sit and practice it by yourself. Now, initially, are you going to be scoring marks? No, it's not going to happen. How did you score marks in rotational? Because everything clicked on that day and everything worked nicely for you. And you bombed one subject in return. All of those happened together, correct? You have to take all those variables in. That means if you do not bomb that subject, this might not happen as well. And that bombing probably happened because you did not invest so much time in it. Now your game is not to basically fix your physics now at the cost of the other two. No. You have got the variables needed to fix physics now. Don't play the same game as you play in maths and chemistry for physics. Collect the variables. Be cold about physics. Collect the variables which you need to understand it properly first. Then start saving the time, piece by piece by piece by piece, and start fixing the individual pieces in physics. Do not try to do any short-term wonders in physics. Do not. That will only backfire into long-term problems for you in either chemistry or in mathematics. Both of those subjects are going very smoothly now. Focus on physics for the current week to an extent, just as you used to do earlier. Focus on collecting the variables you need for future. Focus on learning the concepts properly, but don't try to become a 1 week wonder. समझ रहा है कि मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? 1 week wonder का मतलब, it means don't try to aim for 70% of the marks in physics now. Aim for 45% consistently every week. Without trouble, without negatives, and make sure you are doing that in a manner where the time is being efficiently utilized. Your next target is not to keep your physics at 70 or 80 or what. Your next target is to keep your physics at 45, 50 without putting too much effort. You understand what I'm trying to say? And without compensating on the other two. That should not happen. Your chemistry and maths should maintain their levels properly. And in physics, you should now reach a parity level, which is acceptable to you to some extent. It is acceptable in terms of dignity for your ego to be not hurt. And it should be done efficiently from a time point of view. Time point of view in terms of preparation, in terms of planning, in terms of goddamn execution. Everything should be time-based.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to explain here?
Yes, sir. Yes.
The previous round was not for you to decide कि what to say. अभी मुझे physics आ रहा है, so मैं इसी में focus करूँगा. नहीं. That was for you to come to terms to yourself that physics हो जाएगा. If you have all the variables you require for it, and if you have the sufficient time you need for it. But now your job is to do all at the same time. That is the thing which is more important. So now that you store it away, now your focus is purely this. Every week, maintain highest performance in maths and chemistry. In physics, you have to score 50%. Absolutely have to score 45 to 50%. But you should not spend more than 50 minutes to 1 hour in physics. Not more than 1 hour. Starting not more than 1 hour. I think now, even to score 50 marks, you might invest more than 1 hour or close to 1 hour. What's your situation like?
Less than 1 hour.
Not bad. Then put it in 50 minutes then. 50 minutes and 10 minutes for initial work, picking the correct questions, not getting stuck on unnecessary questions. Be cold about this. You don't want to touch every question. Physics paper, when you are going and attempting it, you are only attempting it for 70 marks, 65 to 70 marks. You have to be sure of that. You are not going to sit and try everything. You will go with the mental attitude, मुझे आज के पेपर में 70 marks attempt करना है totally physics में. उसमें से I will have to score as much as possible full.
Yeah.
That has to be your cold target from now on in physics. Not attempting the full paper. But remember, all of this has to be balanced out by maintaining maths and chemistry simultaneously.
Yeah.
You understand the game you have to play from here?
Yes, sir.
Stop treating the other two subjects in a cavalier manner. They can fuck you up the ass badly as well. So be a little bit more careful about what you already gained. The birds in your hand are not worth the one which is hiding in the bush. Just because you know it is there and you know you can catch it. Now that you know you can catch it if you keep the other two birds down or even one of them down, slightly down. What can you do? You prepare yourself in such a way that both the other two birds which you have already caught are properly taken care of as caught birds. Maybe tie them up to your shoulders and then go catch the third fellow. You have learned you can catch. You can do the jump, you can catch that. Now your job is not to lose the other two.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
I think I should have made this clear earlier itself. This has cost you a little bit, I think, in this exam.
Yes.
suppose I should have. I'll remember it next time. I'll remember it for next time. Okay, so that's basically the thing here. I hope you start taking tomorrow's exam seriously. Physics में क्या चल रहा है तेरा अभी?
Fluid mechanics.